She spent 3 hours getting ready, bought a red dress that hugged every curve she'd learned to hide, and practiced smiling in the mirror until her cheeks hurt. But the second Derek saw her, his face twisted like he'd bitten into something sour. "Sorry," he muttered, eyes flicking from her face to her waist and back again. "I thought you'd be thinner." He dropped a $5 bill on the table for his untouched coffee and walked out, leaving Emily standing alone under the cafe's harsh yellow lights, the word fat echoing louder than the clatter of cups. Emily was 28, 250 pounds, and the kind of soft that made kindergartners crawl in her lap without asking. She taught art at Maplewood Elementary, stayed late to mix forgotten paints, and kept a jar of glitter on her desk because every kid deserves a little magic. At night, in her shoebox apartment above the laundromat, she scrolled dating apps with one thumb and deleted every message that started with "You'd be perfect if." She'd stopped believing in perfect years ago, the day the scale hit 200 and the doctor said, morbidly like it was her first name. Her best friend Maya swore Derek was different. "He's a trainer, but he's sweet," Maya texted, adding a string of heart emojis. "Just be you." Emily wanted to believe her. She starved herself for 2 days on broth and willpower, squeezed into the red dress, and told the mirror, "Hi, I'm Emily," until the words stopped shaking. She even painted her nails cherry red to match the dress, a color she usually saved for finger paint accidents. The cafe smelled of burnt sugar and overbrewed coffee. Emily spotted Derek instantly, tall, gym-carved, scrolling his phone like the world owed him attention. She walked over, heels clicking too loud, smile stretched too tight. He stood, looked her up and down, and the smile died on her lips. You're Emily?" His voice carried across 3 tables. This was a mistake. He didn't wait for a reply, just left. Whispers followed her out. A teenage girl filmed on her phone, zoom lens cruel. Emily's purse strap snapped. Lipstick rolled under a stranger's chair. She knelt to grab it, knees creaking, and a child stared like she was a zoo exhibit. Outside, she sank to the curb, the red dress riding up her thighs, and cried into the sleeve of a coat she didn't remember bringing. The city kept moving, tires hissing, laughter spilling from bars. But Emily was 13 again, hiding in a bathroom stall while girls chanted "wide load" through the door that a small hand tugged her coat. "Miss, are you okay?" A little girl, maybe 5, stood there in mismatched socks and a dinosaur backpack. Behind her, a man crouched, leather jacket patched at the elbows, toddler asleep on his shoulder. His eyes were tired, kind, the color of storm clouds before rain. "I saw what happened," he said quietly. "That guy's an idiot." Emily wiped her face, smearing mascara into war paint. "I'm used to it." He knelt, fishing a crumpled tissue from his pocket. "My daughter drew this for you." He unfolded a crayon masterpiece, a stick figure princess wearing a burger crown, smiling so wide her cheeks were circles. The little girl beamed. "Daddy says pretty is inside, but I like cheeseburgers too." Emily laughed, actually laughed through snot and tears. The sound surprised her. The man, Jax, smiled like he'd won something. "You don't deserve to cry over someone who can't see you," he said. Emily stared at the drawing, voice cracking. "No one ever has." Jax didn't leave. He shifted the sleeping toddler higher on his chest and offered Emily the crook of his free arm, like it was the most natural thing in the world. She took it, still clutching the crayon princess, and they walked 3 blocks to her apartment while the city lights blurred through her tears. Lily, that was the little girl's name, woke up halfway, yawned, and declared Emily's red dress the color of fire trucks. Emily laughed again, softer this time, and felt the first crack in the wall she'd built around her heart. Jax was 34, a carpenter with sawdust in the creases of his hands and a wedding ring tan line that hadn't faded in 2 years. His wife Sarah had died in a car wreck on black ice. He still flinched at the sound of tires screeching in movies. He raised Lily alone in a two-bedroom rental that smelled of pine shavings and apple juice. He'd lost 100 pounds after the funeral, not for vanity, but because grief is a brutal personal trainer and he needed to be alive for the kid who called him Dada in her sleep. He told Emily all this in the stairwell outside her door, voice low so Lily wouldn't wake again. "I'm not fixed," he said. "Just try to keep the pieces together." Emily invited them in for hot chocolate. She had the good kind, with real marshmallows, because kindergartners deserve treats, and so did single dads who handed out tissues to strangers. Lily fell asleep on the couch under Emily's rainbow throw blanket. Jax washed mugs in the sink, while Emily changed into leggings and an oversized sweater that actually fit. When she came back, he was staring at the fridge covered in finger paint masterpieces. "These are yours?" he asked. She nodded. He traced a purple dinosaur with one calloused finger. Sarah used to say art was proof someone's soul had fingerprints. The next morning, he texted before Emily's alarm. "Park at 10. Lily insists the swings miss you." Emily stared at the message until the screen dimmed. She almost typed "I'm busy," but the crayon princess was taped to her bathroom mirror now, smiling like a dare. She went. The park smelled of cut grass and possibility. Lily dragged Emily to the baby swings, demanded higher, higher, and squealed when Emily obliged. Jax leaned against the metal pole, arms crossed, watching like he was memorizing joy. A jogger did a double take at Emily, 250 in bright yellow sneakers, pushing a 5-year-old with pigtails, and Emily didn't flinch. She was too busy being the sun. Derek showed up an hour later, protein shake in hand, new girlfriend on his arm. He spotted them across the playground and smirked like he'd won something. Lily waved with both hands. "I mean, man." Derek's face went the color of overcooked shrimp. The girlfriend looked confused. Emily met Derek's eyes, lifted her chin, and kept pushing the swing. Derek muttered something and tugged his date away. Lily yelled after him, "My new friend is prettier anyway." Jax choked on a laugh. They ended up at the diner on 9th Street, the one with cracked vinyl booths and bottomless coffee. Lily colored placemats with the intensity of a tiny Picasso. Jax slid into the booth across from Emily and said, "I haven't asked anyone out since Sarah. I am rusty." Emily's heart tried to climb out of her throat. "I haven't been asked out since high school," she said. "Also rusty." Lily looked up. "Are you going to kiss now?" "Goes." They both laughed until the waitress refilled their cups without being asked. Jax reached across the table and took Emily's hand. His palm was warm, rough, steady. "I see the woman who made my kid laugh after nightmares about monsters under the bed. I see the woman who keeps glitter in her desk for rainy days. That's what I see." Emily's eyes filled. "What if tomorrow you see the number on the scale instead?" she whispered. Jack squeezed once. "Numbers don't hug back." "You do." 3 months later, the same cafe smelled of cinnamon rolls instead of burnt sugar. Emily walked in wearing a blue dress that fit like forgiveness, Jax's hand at the small of her back. Lily skipping ahead with a paper crown she'd made in art class. Derek was at the counter, alone this time, scrolling his phone. He looked up, did a comic double take. Emily's hair was shorter, curled at the ends. Her smile was wider, earned. Derek opened his mouth. Maybe an apology, maybe an excuse, but Emily was already past him. She slid into the same booth where everything had shattered, only now it held crayons and a booster seat. Derek approached, voice oily. "You look different." Emily didn't glance up from buckling Lily's strap. "No," she said, calm as sunrise. "I look like me." Finally. Jax kissed her temple, casual as breathing. Lily offered Derek a crayon. "Want to draw a dinosaur? They're nicer than mean people." Derek backed away like the crayon might bite. Outside, the city kept moving, But Emily's world had slowed to the exact speed of a 5-year-old's giggle and a carpenter's heartbeat against her shoulder. She didn't lose a single pound. She gained a family.